This program is brought to you by Pussy Magnets.
Put a ninja in friends with a pussy magnet.
Welcome, welcome, my lovely lumps. Or maybe let's go with lovely labs. That's pretty on brand. Anyway, I'm so thrilled to have you here in the Labia Lounge. We're going to be yarning about all things sexuality, intimacy, womanhood, relating, holistic health, and everything in between. We're going to have vag loads of real chats with real people about real shit. So buckle up because you're about to receive the sex ed that you never had and hopefully have a bit of a chuckle while you're at it. Before we get stuck in, I'd like to respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. It's a massive privilege to be living and creating dope podcast content in Naarm, and I just want to pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Now, if you're ready, let's flap and do this.
Don't panic, you're not broken. Your sex education was a piece of shit. Get your flaps out and pull up the couch. It's the Labia Lounge.
Welcome to my 200th episode, Labial Legends. Whoa! It's a bit of a unique one as well to celebrate this milestone. So strap in. Basically, almost a year ago, I did something completely and utterly terrifying, and I went on a live dating game show as a contestant in the hopes of finding love. Well, it was mostly because of a pesky penchant for doing things that are outside of my comfort zone and to challenge myself and keep me on my toes so that I'm always growing and facing my fears. Pretty annoying having a intrinsic drive to do that, actually. But outside of that motivation to do the edgy thing and to prove to myself that I can overcome the nerves and the resistance, a small part of me was hopeful that I might find someone to connect with at that event. I kind of thought maybe if I put myself out there in such a shameless, public, scary way and sent the universe a really strong message that I was ready to meet my person, I'd be rewarded. Well, spoiler alert, it didn't really go down like that, and I have been way too scared to even listen back to this recording that we took on the night that I fully intended to release as a podcast episode months ago, but just felt like so confronted and uncomfortable. And yeah, so even now I can't bring myself to listen to what I said on that stage in my blur of stage fright and adrenaline. But I've chopped together this episode finally, so you guys can be the judge of how I came off up there. For some important context, all participants were worded up about it being recorded and asked for permission before the event. However, one of the contestants got somewhat disgruntled about the whole thing afterwards and didn't want to be on a podcast called The Labia Lounge because it went against his faith in Jesus. Gosh. They really, really set me up with some compatible men that night, didn't they? So after a whole saga, which I won't go into now because I'm actually just afraid he'll fucking sue me, he did agree to have his parts in the episode if I changed his voice using some sort of voice effect so that no one would recognize him from the audio. But honestly, he didn't sound like someone who'd have a lot of mates that listen to a podcast about sex, especially one run by a feminist woman. So anyway, that's why one of the contestants sounds like a chipmunk. We did the best with the limited tech skills that we have, you know? Hopefully he never listens to this and never gets offended about it, and I never have to hear another word from him again. So I've got some plot twists toward the end of this episode for you and a little debrief commentary to fill you in on what happened in the aftermath, how I felt, all of that, how people kind of responded to me, plus a cute success story that happened on the night, not about me, unfortunately, but it's a bit juicy and it's a bit inspiring, so I've included that. But before we launch in, I do want to also talk about my latest attempt to find love through creative and out-of-the-box means, since this last attempt was such a flop. Hopefully an entertaining flop, though, so do stick around and listen to it. I am currently embarking on a social experiment / PR campaign called Find Freya A Fella. Let that sink in. No, just kidding. I'm not ChatGPT. I just said that because I paused. I thought I was going to sneeze, and then I was like, oh, you know, what would really build emphasis is saying, let that sink in, like I'm a fucking AI bot. But I actually hate how much AI says like certain things. Genuinely, It's completely ruined the word for me now. Anytime anyone says genuinely, I just know that they've used AI to type whatever that message is to me. But these are my own words, I promise. So Find Freya A Fella has just kicked off. It's my latest and hopefully last attempt to find a super dope partner in crime, where I'm going to be documenting the whole journey online as I search. I'm boycotting the apps. I have 0 dating apps and I won't be using them ever again. And I know what you're thinking, famous last words, but no, I've actually been banned on all of them anyway. Yeah, just for using them to try to promote the Labia Lounge in the past. And at one point I was harvesting TMI stories from people on there. Remember that? That was a great chapter. Very, very funny. Maybe I'll put out some of those old TMI stories as part of the campaign. And then most recently, I was just about to delete Hinge, like before the start of this campaign, which was the only app that I had left that I was using that I hadn't been banned from. And I had this massive stack of likes that had been building up for ages. I just wasn't touching it, couldn't be fucked. And I was like, okay, I'm going to officially delete it before this campaign, but maybe I should go through the likes and message all of them a really nice message just to bring a bit of humanity into the space, since there's so little of that on the apps, which is a big part of why I'm doing this campaign. And I just sort of said something like, hey, I'm about to delete the apps because I'm starting a dating app boycott. I'm doing this campaign, Find Freya A Fella. I don't think we'd be compatible anyway, but you look super lovely and go you for shooting your shot. And I just wanted to message you to be like, hey, I'm a real human, you're a real human. And there's just not enough acknowledgement of that on the apps these days. If you'd like to follow along on my Instagram, here's my handle, because I'm going to be trying to inspire people to shoot their shot in person more and making a bunch of content as part of the campaign around dating. But I guess I cut and pasted that message a few too many times, and then some loser thought it was a scam and reported me. And then I guess it probably also looked like I was trying to harvest followers, which isn't strictly untrue. So anyway, I'm banned. And the timing's great because I was just about to delete it and embark on this challenge anyway, but now I'm really fucking committed. I am all in. There is no going back. So anyway, the campaign will involve me trying out all the most wacky, weird, wild, creative, out-of-pocket ways to meet people in the wild or to ask someone out. There'll be ways that you can get involved too. I'm going to try to get some like sponsors on board and do giveaways, encourage people to shoot their shots as well, and then sending their like stories and things that they've done to meet people or creative ways that they've asked people out, what's worked, what hasn't. I basically want to do a full guerrilla dating campaign and bring people along with me, start a bit of a movement, and try to crowdsource a boyfie for myself. So if you know a man who might gel with the likes of yours truly, send him my way. If you have a friend that might be interested in following along for this sort of content, send them the episode, chuck them some of my content. There'll be heaps of posts on my socials where you can tag your single guy mates, and I'd love any help you can offer with spreading the word and reposting or sharing my content about this. I've even got a real live intern from a university. How crazy is that? Working with me on this campaign for the next 3 months. So it's legit happening, and I'm completely shitting my ducks about being so public and so perceived online while doing something so vulnerable. Searching for connection in a culture that shames women for still being single past a certain age, for not having children, and then also for wanting and desiring love and to find a man, even though we're not meant to need no man. So you kind of can't win. And the state of dating and the way the culture and the dating landscape has shifted since the apps have become king is really dismal. It really disturbs me, and I speak to countless people who are experiencing dating fatigue, disillusionment, fear of rejection, loneliness, frustration. Like this thing that we're trying to navigate in modern dating is hard, and it's messing people up. And so that's kind of the core of the campaign, and what I really want to use Find Freya A Fella as a vehicle to talk about. the broader landscape with which we're all trying to connect in, the fact that we're in a loneliness epidemic while simultaneously being in a bit of a nonchalance epidemic as well, where making an effort is embarrassing and cringe, and, no one wants to approach anyone in real life. So if you resonate, if you want to be involved, or if you just want to follow along, go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, share this episode, share my posts, and have a think about if you might know anyone in your spheres who could be interested in this kind of thing or interested in me. Okay, so that was a huge intro spiel. Apologies. Enjoy this episode and let me know what you think.
Hello, beautiful humans. Thank you for joining us at the Brunswick Ballroom as we embark on another human love quest. Now, if you could make very welcome to the stage your hosts, Connor Gallagher and Xander Allen.
Oh, what a wonderful night we have got in store for you tonight, my friends. Before we get down to it, who here has been to a human love quest before?
Okay, well that begs the question, who here is coming to Human Love Quest for the very first time? All right, we have a lot to discuss. Whether you're returning, thank you so much for coming again. It's nice to see you all. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Welcome to your Human Love Quest. Put your hands together for each other before we begin, please, everybody. Look at you go. Amazing.
What a stacked house we have tonight,
It sure
guys.
is. What an unexpected and lovely surprise. Thank you all so much for taking the time to be at our silly little show.
Well, I'm guessing some people might be wondering how it all works, Connor. That's
I think
what I'm
they will
thinking.
be wondering as well.
Now, who here would like to hear how the show works?
Okay, cool.
Well, they're primed.
Not as many people clapping as I thought, considering... Okay, that's all right. I can read the room.
Some of them just want to raw dog it. They don't want to know how it works. They're just going to do it.
So tonight, we have 2 rounds of live on-stage dating. But in the middle, there is also a little segment that Xander will tell you about in just a second as well. That means you get in on the love action if you are that way inclined this evening. Here are how the 2 dating rounds work. On this side of the stage, you will notice this single chair. This is where the solo contestant sits. Now, this chair is out of the view of those 3 stools on Xander's side of the stage, courtesy of this cane partition, covered in the finest of cheap calico fabrics, courtesy of Lincraft. Yeah. The Aldi of the fabric world.
Cheap the fabric may be, but I can guarantee it is completely opaque. I cannot see a single thing through it.
I can't see shit.
Such mystery.
It's amazing. So this person sits on this side of the stage, the solo contestant, I mean. On that side, there are 3 other contestants. At this stage, they ask questions of each other, some personal, some impersonal, some funny, some wrought with the real weighted words of the world that we're living in. Answers are given back and forth until the solo contestant decides whom they would like to have a drink with out of the 3 contestants, at which point they are led off stage by a member of staff here at the wonderful Brunswick Ballroom to a little out-of-the-way table that's not so out of the way that it's weird, but out of the way of, you. And then they have a drink and they get to know each other. That sounds pretty simple to me. It sounds like a nice time to me. How does that sound to you, more importantly? All right, okay. You're picking up what we're putting down. That's good.
You know what they might be wondering? What is that drink that they'll be imbibing?
Well, I think that was the question on everyone's lips. A sparkling wine.
Yeah. Oh, it's not just any sparkling wine, Connor. It's Prosecco.
Is it actually Prosecco?
Pretty sure it is Prosecco.
All right, well,
it used to be.
We're really moving up in the world. Anyway, Prosecco, the official beverage of conversation.
Now that sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? Watching this beautiful love blossom on stage. But you might be sitting there and going, what about for me? Whereas my love, well, you selfish little cunt, I've got something just for you. Because if you're looking around the room and you're thinking, what a handsome group of people in this room.
You'd be right too. Very attractive room of people.
You'd be right to do so. It's a very handsome crowd tonight. Well, perhaps if you have a crush on someone, maybe you don't have the guts to go up and talk to them. It is quite terrifying. Well, we have you covered. If you look over at the bar, behind those very cool people leaning on it, you'll see a green barrel. Green, of course, being the colour of love.
It's not at all.
5 years in, we will get around to painting it one day. But you can leave an anonymous love note to someone in the room, and we will read it out at half-time. Now, I did say anonymous, but I highly recommend writing some contact details on it. We won't read out the details, obviously, on stage, because, that's pretty...
It's a bit cruel.
That's a risky move.
It's risky as fuck.
But we will ensure that the apple of your eye receives that letter. So what a great way to possibly hook up a date while you're just coming out on a Tuesday night.
And look, we will have you know that in terms of the success rates of couplings from our show, we've had quite a few from people being on the show. Let's not lie about this. We have had quite a few very successful relationships blossom from people meeting themselves in the crowd like this, which I think is pretty amazing. Clap for each other one more time, please, everybody. Nice.
Yes. Okay.
Well, we've covered those things.
We've gone through the rules.
We have. I feel like there's a couple of things that we have missed out on.
We've probably
We've missed out on a really big, important thing.
I'm terribly sorry that we have missed out on introducing the third member of the team.
Look, it might look to you, it may look to some of you, especially those who've never been here before, that perhaps it is Xander and myself exclusively that will this show into being, but you would be incorrect.
I mean,
because
it probably looks that way because we came out and selfishly just talked for a long time without introducing them.
We sure did.
Yeah,
but there is a third member of the team. Some would say the most important member of the team. I certainly would. He's in charge of the music, the sound, the lights, the microphone levels, the back talking, everything. Put your hands together for my friend and yours, the Captain. How you doing tonight, Captain?
Yeah, all right.
Still a little greasy that we've forgotten him for so long.
Yeah, and who can blame him? We really fucked him on that one. All right, sorry about that, Captain.
Alrighty. Well, we've covered the rules.
We've
covered the captain.
You know we have.
We've covered ahoy there, the barrel of love. I think the last thing to do is to prime this audience and get the show started. What do you reckon?
No, I think there are a couple more things we could possibly do before then.
Alrighty.
One is, just so you know, people who are not picked on stage tonight to have a drink with our solo contestant get a pretty amazing prize of their own, courtesy of our wonderful sponsors at Heaps Normal. They each get a 4-pack of the experimental jazz alcohol-free stout. Ooh. Yeah. I know. That's pretty cool.
Alrighty.
And look, before we go on with the first dating round of the evening, let's just think about it like this, right? If you were on stage here with us this evening, how would you want to be treated by a large crowd of people? I personally would like to be given as much respect, admiration, and love as possible. Do you think you're capable of doing that for all of our wonderful contestants on stage here this evening? Okay.
Do you think you are capable of giving the people you're about to see on stage more love than you have ever given an act before in your entire life?
If that was a 6, we would like a 10. Are you ready for love, everybody? Woo.
They are primed.
That's fantastic. In that case, Captain, would you please tell us about our first solo contestant of the evening?
Most certainly. Our first solo contestant is a passionate feminist with a bogan backbone who talks about all things sex and intimacy on her successful podcast, The Labia Lounge. She loves vegetable gardening, camping, festivals, massage, deep human connection, big chats, and relevant humour. We're stoked to have her on stage tonight. Please welcome to the stage, Freya.
Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Amazing outfit choice, by the way. Thank you so much, Freya. Now, look, Freya, there are quite a lot of things we could talk about, given your wide berth of very passionate interests. Let's talk a little bit about your podcast, though. That really piqued my interest. So, it's a podcast called The Labia Lounge.
It is.
It is. Okay.
Do you have a follow-up question, or should I just read it?
No, that was really more of a statement than a question. I realised my error on that one. But maybe if those of you who here listens to the Labia Lounge, just by the way. There we go. Thank you very much for coming. Now, for those of you who have not heard of it, Freya, would you like to give a brief rundown of what this podcast entails?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thanks,
all right.
Thanks for asking. Labia Lounge is a potty about relationships, sex, intimacy, humanness, and yeah, it's pretty varied, honestly. I cover a fair bit of ground on there, but yeah, it's aimed at like demystifying, destigmatizing, removing layers of shame around the more taboo topics, and giving everyone the sex ed that they didn't fucking get, but that they deserve.
Great! Yes! What a great idea for a podcast.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
And like you and Zan were just on the podcast.
We were just on the podcast. It's true. We had a wonderful time. Thank you very much indeed for having us. Now, look, before we bring the other three people down, I think I would be amiss to not bring up your spectacular outfit this evening. Where do we get these from if someone's looking at you in the crowd like, I really need that onesie or that wonderful fur jacket?
Yeah, actually... So glad you asked. One of my besties, who's been on the podcast a lot, she actually makes these.
Really?
Yeah, Woe Clothes. Sadly, she doesn't do it anymore, but she made this custom for me for my first Labia Lounge appearance at a festival, where we did like a live Labia Lounge interactive space at a music festival, and she made me this outfit.
Right, so what you're saying is no one can get them anymore?
Nah, soz.
Right, okay. Well, that's very disappointing news for that giant setup. Thank you very much, Freya. Put your hands together for Freya, everybody. And let's see if we can't find someone on the other side of the stage who would be worthy of taking a seat on your Labia Lounge. Not a euphemism.
All right, Captain, let's find out about our first contestants.
Most certainly. Contestant number 1 is an independent people person whose wide range of interests include reading, puzzles, trivia, and he gets a real kick out of improv comedy. He enjoys rituals like a weekly podcast or a long walk to get a better coffee. He picks up litter, says hi to dogs, and is always kind to hospo staff. Please make some noise for contestant number 1.
Okay, contestant number 1. Always nice to hospo staff. That is a great start. Now, you also wrote, sorry, I just need to double-check my notes here, that you applied to have a full-size, anatomically correct Lego set of your body made for general retail. Can you tell us a little bit of how that worked out?
Yeah, look, I got a cease and desist letter pretty promptly. Yeah. It did not go as planned. I just thought, like everyone needs a little bit, like people want a piece of me, have the whole set. Yeah.
So, hang on, so when they say cease and desist, were they saying cease and desist asking us to make this of you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. So it wasn't even copyright infringement, they were just like, stop.
So sadly, we won't be able to find a contestant number 1 Lego set in stores. Is this true?
Not yet, but I'm thinking about starting my own Lego brand. Yeah. That rivalry is going to take off.
Let's hope that one's ages 18 and up. Give it up for contestant number 1. And let's find about our second contestant for the night.
Most definitely. Contestant number 2 is from Perth, but moved to Melbourne for the mirth. He loves camping, writing, poetry, chess, videography, squash, and he hosts a philosophy seminar weekly. He's a marketing professional who's been living and laughing in Melbourne. but is also looking to add loving to his resume. Please go wild for contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, that is the eagerness that we love to see here tonight. Just champing at the bit. Now, you host a philosophy seminar weekly. Could you tell us all a little bit about that?
I just needed a safe space to talk, I think. It's really fun. We prepare every week. We get 20 or so people, and it's just a good place to argue with your friends.
And is it open to members of the public if they wanted to come and philosophise?
Totally open. It's totally open. I hope you all come. That'd be great.
Well, do you want to spruik it? How can they find this great seminar?
It's on Meetup, so if you just look for Philosophy Circle, you can find it there.
Yes.
It's 2 p.m. on Sundays at the Captain Melville in the CBD. So just rock up.
Alrighty. Woo! Give it up for contestant number 2. They think, therefore they am. Let's meet our third and final contestant of this round.
Sure thing. Contestant number 3 has not had a free Sunday in 2 years. In his world, napkin math is real and organised sport is not. He hates fascism and loves creating terms like napkin math. Please welcome contestant number 3.
Alrighty, contestant number 3. Could you explain to us a bit about what napkin math is?
It's that thing they do in the movies where someone explains a math problem and then grabs a napkin and starts writing on it, which never appears to happen in real life, except it does if you go out to dinner with me.
Woo! Alright, 1 + 1 = 2, baby. Give it up for contestant number 3. Please take a seat. And let's get this show on the road.
Hey, baby babes. Sorry to interrupt. I just had to pop my head into the lounge here and mention another virtual lounge that I'd love you to get around. It's the Labia Lounge Facebook group that I've created for listeners of the poddy to mingle in. There you'll find extra bits and bobs like freebies, behind the scenes, or discounts for offerings from guests who have been interviewed on the podcast. There'll also be, hopefully, inspiring, thought-provoking conversations and support from a community of labial legends like yourself. My vision for this is that it becomes a really supportive, educational and hilarious resource for you to have more access to me and a safe space to ask questions you can't ask anywhere else. So head over to the links in the show notes or look up the Labia Lounge group in Facebook and I'll see you in there. And now, back to the episode.
Freya, you've heard a little bit about our 3 contestants this evening. Now the time has come for you to ask one question that all 3 will answer, starting with contestant number 1. What is your common question for them, please?
All right. If I went home to meet your family for the first time, what stories would your parents roll out about you?
Okay, contestant number 1.
Okay.
What stories would your family roll out on this first meeting?
Oh, about me? I'm genuinely struggling to think of any because we just all hang shit on each other. So yeah, we don't. Are
your parents a little more visual? Like, would they just bring out a Lego with a giant hog?
Medium-sized hog. Yeah.
Honest as well. Good property. Come on. Let's give it up for medium hogs. Okay, yeah, so they try and hang a bit of shit?
Yeah. But, like, usually I like to find a good corner to join in and kind of, like, shoot down my brothers, rather than getting sniped myself. So, I don't know. I'm clever.
Yeah. So you would impress this new person in your life by bullying your brothers?
Yeah, is that not cool?
I don't know, Freya, what do you think? Do you think bullying someone's siblings is cool?
I mean, it's pretty, like, par for the course, but my brand of sense of humour doesn't rely on putting other people down, so nah, props not. But, I mean, that's just what happens in families. I grew up in the country, I get it. I totally get it.
Sounds like someone wasn't bullied enough. I'm joking, of course.
I reckon save the Lego till last then. Make that the coup de grace. Okay, give it up for contestant number 1. Okay, contestant number 2. Get on up here. Same question. What do you think your family's going to say on this wonderful first meeting?
Nothing good, I guess. I don't know. I used to love eating frozen peas. That was a big thing as a kid. It's delicious, easy to eat.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely ate frozen peas as a child as well, and I can confirm it's not hard at all. Give it a go. If you're in doubt, give it a try.
Well, you mean like, are they, hang on, wait. Are they still frozen, or have you thawed them first?
I'm only talking for myself, but yeah, definitely.
No, they're still frozen.
I feel like I found a soulmate here. What do you reckon? If things don't work out, we'll just go have a bag of peas in the Coles car park. It's going to be fantastic. And it's a warm night. It's going to be great.
Cheap as well, so...
It's nifty to be thrifty.
Yeah, and it's good for your teeth.
Really? Frozen peas are good for your teeth? Well, you do have fine teeth as well, so yeah, it must work.
Yeah, I quite like
So apart from this story about a very normal and in no way weird eating habit as a child, what else would they wheel out?
Like bad things or good things?
I don't know, what do you reckon your parents would be more likely to do?
The bad things, probably. I don't know, I've written off a few too many cars. What else?
All right.
So what?
Look, I don't understand napkin math, but as far as I know, a few is more than 2. Is that correct?
That's like 5.
Bang on.
Is there a common theme of how you've written off 5 cars?
It was all them. It was the other people every time.
I don't think there are that many bad drivers around. I don't drive a car.
Slip on a patch of frozen peas? Or?
That was one time.
Okay. So, well, I definitely would recommend you sitting in the passenger seat on any future dates, because, yeah, this is 5 cars.
I had a wild, not childhood, I guess I was very old by that point, a wild teenage sort of, teenage time, whatever, yeah.
And how do we feel about the frozen peas and destruction of motor vehicles over there?
Yeah. Which story would you prefer to receive? I mean, they're both very good stories.
They're great stories, yeah. No, I mean, I just went on a little tangent in my head about, I don't know if anyone's seen, like, the popular content on social media where, like, ducks eat frozen peas out of, like, a bowl of water. You know, so that's where my mind went. But I don't know, riding off 5 cars, honestly, dude, I think that...
Yeah, that's not as popular on social media. That video where that teenager writes off 5 cars doesn't have as many views.
Like, a bad chef blames his tools or whatever that saying is. Like, I feel like you're the common denominator at this point.
Wow, okay.
I know, savage. Sorry.
I believe, was I correct, contestant number 2, you were saying it was like another person's fault each time? You've just had horrible luck?
No, that was a lie, sorry.
Told ya.
That was a straight up lie.
Just trying to back you up, P-brother. What's going on? Alrighty, well, give it up for contestant number 2. Frozen peas and trashing cars, such is the dichotomy of man. Contestant number 3, please come and join us. And what do you think your family would sort of wheel out to say?
I can think of a couple options. There was that one time I tried to fight the English teacher with a dictionary. Not physically.
Just one moment, fellas. I think I really should have had a bit of a word backstage. We're just ease into these tales. Let's, like starting with the peas. That was a good move. We start slow, then we go into the mohicular carnage. All right. So you fought an English teacher. How old were you? Sorry.
I was 11. They refused to accept that the word skilled could be used as an adjective. And so I quite literally threw the book... no, not literally. I metaphorically, literally, threw the book at them. I got my 2 marks. I got my full score.
Okay. All right, well, that's good.
All right.
Probably a valuable lesson to be learned there about fear.
Yeah, I'm glad someone's given it to those primary school teachers. They've had it too good
for too long.
Too long.
They get paid too much. Too much.
So apart from that wonderful tale of youthful exuberance, what else do you think your parents would say?
There was that other time I tried to trap Santa. I wanted desperately to believe that Santa was real, but growing up in the tropics where nobody has a chimney, I couldn't explain how the presents were getting there, and I didn't want to accept the mundane explanation that it was just our parents. So I spent some months designing a trap for Santa, which I never actually built.
Was it designed on a napkin?
It was not. I actually had a notebook back then.
Wow.
But perhaps today I could recreate it.
What a fun first date idea.
That does look like a really fun first date idea.
Just sitting around making traps. That's how you make the gals feel safe.
Honestly, I'm way into that, actually.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's trap Santa. Fuck yeah.
All right.
All right. We've got a positive response from this side of the stage.
Okay. All right, contestant number 3, well done. Take a seat.
Okay.
And now it is time for our contestants to ask some questions back. So, contestant number 1, if you could please join me here. Now, what is your question for Freya?
Actually had this one written down. All right. Josie has 14 apples and wants to make $26 at market. Oh, no. Sorry. Never mind that one. What? I only have one piece of paper. I got to get some napkins. All right. What is a smell or a song or a kind of food or a place that you once loved but someone's ruined it for you?
Ooh.
It's a good question. No, stay up.
That is a very good question.
Yeah, that's a fabulous question.
A pretty wide berth as well. So anything from like an aroma, maybe like someone's cologne or perfume, or a place that you don't like going to anymore.
Oh, man. I mean, it's hard not to get pretty heavy with this one.
Let's maybe try not to do that.
Yeah, let's taper off at...
let's go up.
Yeah.
I feel like there's smells that you associate with like a person post-breakup and then you just can't smell. Like smell is super emotive and it brings up memories.
Yes.
My childhood home, my childhood property is like a really beautiful... it's in the bush. I grew up in the country and it's beautiful, but I can't go back there because I've got a narcissistic father that I'm now estranged from. So sorry, I said I wasn't going to get heavy, but that's what's happened. That's on brand for me, I suppose. Just an over-communicator. But I tell you what, I fucking still love a bit of Lynx Africa. Like the horny teenager in me is just like, oh God, it's still so hot.
Oh, well, Freya, I got some good news for you.
Yeah, the good news is he doesn't own that house. All right, give it up for contestant number 1. Smelling so good. Okay, contestant number 2, you're up. Let's have your question.
What are your 3 rules for living a good life?
Ooh.
Oh, really getting philosophical.
Yeah, this is
good. It's good.
That's very good.
Deep. That's real deep. 3 rules for living a good life.
Yeah. Well, you seem like someone who gets the most out of your life.
I try.
Yeah. I think you're succeeding.
Oh, God, that's a whopper, though. Fuck me. I mean, give me some warning about that. Okay. I find it really important to be kind, not nice. So, communication-wise, that's, one of my highest values. Be, kind with your communication by being clear.
Yeah.
Don't worry about being nice, because then you're just people-pleasing and you're going to, fucking... Yeah, just...
Okay.
Mince words, So I'm very direct and transparent with my communication.
That's one.
Yeah, that's only
good.
one.
That's good.
Surround yourself with good folk. Good cunts know good cunts.
Yeah.
That's
I
been
think
on
William
a...
Shakespeare said that, actually.
I reckon, yeah. I've got some friends that put that on a flag to have at festivals, and it's just where people flock to find good cunts.
Okay, so that's number 2. That's very
number
good.
2, just curate the people that you spend time with.
Yeah.
And just, like, put yourself out of your comfort zone, like, at least once a week. Like, right now, I'm shitting bricks. I reckon everyone else was doing shots for a bit of liquid courage before they got up here, and I was doing, like, 3 nervous poos and, like, doing some other liquid courage things. So just, like, get out of your comfort zone.
I thought they were just called showbiz poos. We all do that. That's a perfectly normal thing.
Yeah. All right, so that's number 3, doing something to... Yeah, so that's really
I nailed
great.
that.
So being kind without necessarily being nice, surrounding yourself with really good quality people that enhance your life,
Yes.
and then doing something at least once a week that challenges who you are and puts you in a zone where you have to be your best self to overcome something.
Oh, honestly, I'm really stoked with that answer.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Crap. What a great answer. And a very good question.
Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Fantastic answer. Great question. While we're here, contestant number 2, what are your 3 rules for life?
I don't think
You had so long to prepare.
I don't want to copy the first one, but I think kindness is a really important thing. Kindness, always speak the truth, and
Check your mirrors before you change lanes.
follow the road rules. Follow the road rules.
That was a hard-learnt one, but you learned it in the end. Give it up for contestant number 2. Woo. All right, contestant number 3. We're all dying to hear your question for Freya.
All right. I've got a choice of either a philosophical question or a scenario question.
What do you think?
Oh, God, I hate both of those. Maybe... Can you tell me them both and then I'll choose?
Okay, yeah, sure. All right.
This is one of those you got to choose what's behind door 1 or 2, but we'll tell you what's behind both, so it's safe.
They're both goats. Monty Python reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Monty Hall reference, sorry. Okay, option number 1. I had a question about Audre Lorde's quote on the tools of the master dismantling the master's house. Where you think that metaphor breaks down or whether it works. And then the second question was, we're stuck in an airport. The flight's been delayed for a day. What's your thought process?
Ooh, I know which one I'd be picking.
Classic Connor, always looking for those dismantling tools. You're like a dog with a bone.
I won't stop. I will not stop.
I actually didn't hear the Audre Lorde quote, so maybe I'll go with the airport question. 24
Now,
hours.
contestant really quickly, contestant number 3, airport. Are we picking like an airport in a city where you don't live, or?
Yeah, where you don't live.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Do we know where? What's the layover?
It's some transit airport. We are stuck. There's no internet. They're going to gouge us for the SIM card. Basically, we've got to make do for a day.
But I can't. What country are we in? Can I go and do some sightseeing?
Say Dubai or something. Yeah.
So, for the point of this question, are you stuck in the airport or can you go out into the country?
Stuck in the airport without a visa to leave.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
This has Santa written all over it.
We just spend the whole 24 hours plotting how we're going to trap Santa. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, damn. You can get some massages. You could go and play some shenanigans in the airport. I feel you could get pretty creative with how to spend that 24 hours. But truth be told, I would be having a mentee bee so hard because fuck airports and fuck waiting 24 hours sleeping on your hoodie as a pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's my thought process. I'd be mad about it fully, but then I would make the most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Getting a massage at Dubai Airport. Notoriously the cheapest country in the world. I'm sure you'd have a whale of a time.
Care to elaborate on shenanigans?
Ooh.
Elaborate on shenanigans? Oh, jeez.
No, not like that. Get your mind out of the gutter, folks. Come on.
I mean, I haven't been to Dubai Airport, so I don't know what's on the go there, but isn't it meant to be, like, pretty fucking cool?
It's one of those places that looks really cool, and then you realise how prohibitively expensive everything is.
Oh, God,
And there's also one of those smoking rooms, and as soon as you walk in, you never want to smoke a cigarette ever again.
All right, like, why don't we just take acid then?
Also, it's Dubai.
It's Dubai.
All right.
Sniffing
Well,
dogs.
look, that's a top tier shenanigan. Taking illegal drugs at Dubai Airport with no visas and no way out.
We could... I mean, I love a good heist. We could probably plan and execute a heist in that time.
Yeah, but I think it's also a country where if you do a heist, you get executed. So.
Yeah. Also, I think they're expecting it. Like they're pretty careful with security.
Airports
in that country.
tend to have pretty good security.
Yeah.
I'd rather be executed than spending 24 hours stuck in an airport. That's my thought process.
I think William Shakespeare said that too. He was really ahead of his time. Put your hands together for contestant number 3. Very good. Now, Freya, the time has come for you to ask individual questions of our 3 contestants, starting with contestant number 1. What is your question for them, please?
Okay. And I want to preface all of my questions with I roll pretty deep. If I'm on a date, I'm asking some hard-hitting questions, and if you feel uncomfortable answering them on stage, so fair enough. Just be pass, and I'll have a lower stakes question for you.
That's good.
Yeah. And this one isn't so hectic, so don't stress. But
Do you roll away on dates as well?
sorry.
Like on a real life date, if you ask a question, it was pass. It's okay, sorry, I'll just.
I like to make sure people feel comfortable and safe and that they don't have to... I mean, I feel like if people ask me a question, that's not a contract. I don't have to answer it. I can be I don't feel like talking right now. Thank you very much. You know?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
What main lesson or takeaway did you learn from your last relationship that you're taking into your next relationship?
Right.
Okay. Contestant number 1.
Yes.
What main lesson did you learn from your last relationship that you'll be taking into your future relationships?
Can I have a second?
Yeah, go on. Have a few.
It's a lot to think about.
As in a second to think or a second question?
Oh, a second to think.
Okay.
Yeah, well, while we're here, Connor, what's something you've learnt from a relationship you'll take into the next?
A lot, actually. What have I learned? Well, I've had a relationship end incredibly recently, so I don't really want to talk about that one specifically. But there was one, what's another one that I've learned? Oh, okay, there's a difference between being a good communicator and just saying stuff because it's just coming out of you. And I don't think those two things, they look similar, but they taste pretty different. And learning to kind of regulate what you're saying when you're kind of just first starting dating someone is cool. I don't mean saying anything crook or anything weird. It's just, I don't know. Just, think is the first point I'd make. Think. Sorry. Yeah. So I've also got a real motherfucker of a cold right now, and it's, So
You are killing
take
this.
that with a grain of salt.
Killing it,
Take that, Melbourne. I've got a cold. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, contestant number 1, is that giving you some wiggle room?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for vamping for me. I guess I'd say, I've spent a lot of time trying to be good enough for other people, trying to earn my place, in their lives and my life too, and that sucks. And so I reckon the thing I've learned from recently is that although I'm so keen to work to please someone, I'm way more...
Why did you wink at me? I already like you. It's okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm so much more ready to just kind of be comfortable with what I want, who I want to be, and not changing myself just to appear palatable to other people. Is that? Yeah. Actually, hang on. That's not a question. That's a statement. Yeah. I'm comfortable. Yeah.
All right, give it up for contestant number 1.
Yes.
It's a
Very good answer.
very important lesson to learn.
Okay, Freya. Your question for contestant number 2, please.
If I stalked your Instagram and Discover page right now, what impression would I get of you?
Okay. Yeah. Contestant number 2, we happy with that question? We're gonna steam ahead. All right. Yeah. What's Freya gonna find on the Discover page of your Instagram?
That's my post page, right? The Discover page.
No, I think that's when you do a search and it comes up with all the suggestions, like like smash repairs, bird's eye frozen peas.
Is that what you meant?
Well, yeah, and also say everyone knows what I'm talking about. You match with someone on a dating app, you get their Instagram, and you just have a little stalk and you have a look at what they've posted. So that's one element. And then if I happen to look over your shoulder on your Discover page, just the general impression that I would get of you from your social media, if you have social media. And if you don't, I've got a different question. So,
yeah, I've only got a few posts on my Instagram. That's the only social. But I think probably a bit too concentrated maybe on issues that don't really affect my life, I would say.
A bit too much
politics, a bit too much news, a bit too much just, stuff out in the ether.
I don't think you can ever be too interested in politics and what's going on in the world. Oh, as in to the point where it's destroying your mental health. Right, then you're going to need to reel it back a bit, get some memes, some cat videos.
No, I had to stop reading the news, actually, in the mornings because it just set the whole day wrong.
Yeah, I had that this morning.
I think that's a very relatable thing, contestant number 2.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we feel about that, Freya?
So, news and politics-wise, which way do you lean then?
I'm right-wing as hell, baby, so...
Please be joking.
You are, or...?
No, I'm not right-wing as hell, sorry. I'm a bit of a conservative.
I didn't hear that. Sorry, did you say you're a conservative?
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on now.
Is there something wrong with that?
No, we're just definitely incompatible. Yeah.
I'm glad we got that out the way, Freya.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Sometimes it's great to be honest and find out that you're incompatible early on.
100%.
Yeah.
I've got a podcast called the Labia Lounge. There's zero chance that this is going to work.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. If you'd like to say something, yeah.
Just being conservative doesn't mean you're not open-minded. It doesn't mean, you're not accepting of people. And I think there's a big problem with the world today where we hear a label of somebody and then we just judge them so quickly. I'm not saying we're compatible. I know we're not. But, I would just be careful doing that sort of thing. I don't think it's healthy for anybody.
Yeah, I love that. No, that's super fair enough, dude.
That was incredibly well said.
Yeah.
Very good points of view. Okay, Freya, the time has come for your question for contestant number 3. What is your question, please?
Please, contestant number 3.
There's so much chatter in the room right now. We just got so political. Okay, contestant number 3. How do you stand up for women in your life or make women feel safe?
Okay, contestant number 3. How do you stand up for women in your life or make women feel safe?
Be on the lookout, speak up when something's wrong, right? Walk a mile in their shoes. I think that's the basics of it. I could give you an example, but as a school teacher, I feel like this sort of thing just happens constantly in the classroom. You're tracking, what people are saying. You're tracking whether or not the students in the classroom feel that they're included, feel that they can participate, feel that they can speak up, whether they're male or female or otherwise. And if you just have that basic sense of empathy and some reference point in what's going on in the real world, what's going on in the news, then that helps you, step into where their mindset is, and you know when you need to step in, and you know when to guide the discussion, you know when to step back and let the let the kids handle it. A bit of a rambly one.
No, I love that. I love that. That was a great answer.
Yeah.
I would love a specific example, though, if you could give one. It's okay if you can't think of anything off the top of your head, but yeah, like specific examples are very welcome.
Need a bit of time to think. Need me and Connor to do some silly hijinks. And
what do you guys do to make women feel safe or, like, you know, look out for women in your life?
Zan, you want to...
Yeah.
I took the breakup one earlier.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm definitely aware of what a shambling mess I look like coming home from the pub, so we'll often just have to sort of stand in the same place to let them go ahead, so I'm not following them all night. No, I'm not following. I mean, if you're walking home and you're going the same way and you're like, fuck, I've accidentally been following this person for a while, so you're like, I might just stand still for a bit and let them duck off, because I am aware of what a strange look this is, and it doesn't get better at 3 a.m. So that.
That's very conscientious.
Even though sometimes people walk so fucking slowly and it's cold and I just want to go home.
Fuck slow walkers. Love that though, Xander. Thank you.
There we go. Contestant number 3. I've just shamed myself. Has that bought you some time?
It has. There's the big and the small things in terms of specific examples. I try to make sure, for example, like I do a bit of activism in my spare time. You end up in a lot of meetings, right? You try to make sure there's an even balance of people that are speaking, men and women, people of color, etc. So if you are in a position to sort of encourage an even balance, you go ahead and do that. I think the second thing also is often we when we're stepping into a situation, like at school, we talk about, underrepresentation of women in math and science, for example. And often we allow the bigger principle to go by the wayside while we're defending a smaller thing, right? So, it's not just about equal numbers of boys and girls in a classroom or an elective. It's also about, why is there an underrepresentation, right? Women go into STEM and then they get forced out because of factors outside of their control. What are those factors? Let's name them. Let's think about them early. Like educate, about the root cause and educate about what we can do about them, all of us.
Fuck yeah!
Very well said. Alrighty, contestant number 3, thank you so much.
Excuse this quick interruption. I'm shamelessly seeking reviews and 5-star ratings for the potty because, as I'm sure you've noticed by now, it's pretty fab, and the more people who get to hear it, the more people I can help with it. Reviews and ratings actually do make a big difference to this little independent podcaster, and it's really easy to just quickly show your support by taking that simple act of either leaving 5 stars for the show on Spotify, or even better, writing a written review and leaving 5 stars over on Apple Podcasts. Or if you're a real overachiever, you can do them both. That would be mad. If you're writing a review, though, just be sure to use G-rated words, because despite the fact that this is a podcast about sexuality, words like sex can be censored and your review won't make it through the gates. Lame. Anyway, I would personally recommend doing that right now while you remember, just to get on top of it and let me know you're with me on this journey. Thanks, gang. Enjoy the rest of the epi.
I believe we've got one last question.
We sure do. Now, look, Freya, you've heard a lot from all of our contestants. You've been asked some questions as well. You've got one more opportunity, one question left to ask of any of our contestants to narrow things down before you decide who you'd like to have a drink with. Which of our contestants would you like to ask your final question to?
I reckon, after that answer, I feel like I want to hear more from contestant number 3.
Okay. Contestant number 3?
Give him some love. I've got a couple of options here. I was a bit disorganised and indecisive, but I'll ask you a question that I actually ask everyone, if we're sort of in the courtship period before we get intimate. And if you don't want to answer it, that's so fucking fine, because I have a rad other backup question that's like lower stakes. So I always like to ask people, what type of sex do they like having?
Okay.
But I really acknowledge that, like, you know, as a sex educator and a sex coach and someone that talks about this stuff on a podcast daily, like, I'm so desensitized. And if this is something you don't want to talk about on a fucking stage in front of hundreds of people, that's super fine. I have a great backup question.
Would you like to hear the backup question, contestant number 3?
All right, contestant number 3. Do you want to talk about sex, or are you going to trade it all for what's in the box?
I'll answer it. I'll just remind the organizers, due to the nature of my profession, don't tag me in this. Go ahead and film and go ahead and record. Don't tag me in this.
Good boundaries.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on what you mean by types of sex?
I guess, like, you know, if we're thinking like erotic blueprints or the things that turn you on, whether you've got kinks, whether you are into, you know, like intimacy and deep, like, emotional connection versus BDSM, like, you know, like, what kind of sex do you like having?
Yeah, you know, like lights on, lights off. Yeah.
Top, bottom.
Yeah, all the crazy stuff.
Side.
Yeah.
I'm pretty standard. No particular kinks. Not that I've really explored them, but something tells me that I'm more into, like, I spoke about this with someone years ago. The idea of, like, sex as a form of play, as a form of exploration, right? I will say I'm also a little out of practice. It's been a while. But to me, like, the idea of both people sort of enjoying the experience and treating it as an exploratory thing we can improve upon it next time. It's part of our regular play with each other, erotic or not. That's how I like to think about it.
Yeah. Very, very good answer.
Yeah. Absolutely well said. And
okay. Yeah. How does that sound to you, Freya?
That was such a good answer. Well done.
Yeah,
Fuck
great answer.
yeah.
Clap one more time, please, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, contestant number 3.
Okay.
Now, just before Freya has to make up her mind, I'd like to remind you all, it does take a lot of guts to come up here on stage. So for every single person on this stage, they deserve your respect and your love, because it's a very scary thing coming up here, and they've all done really well.
I think you can clap a little bit louder than that, everybody, please. Good. Very good. Now, Freya, before you decide who you'd like to have a drink with, we'll put a little bit of thinking music on you because it is quite a large decision. Captain, do you have any thinking music lined up, I wonder? All right. Okay.
And can I just, like, chuck a little wild card in there for a second? I tried to organise something. I was at a festival. I got home, like, last night at 1 a.m, but I tried to organise something and I hand wrote a bunch of shit. If you look under your chairs, like, every second chair should have, like, a little surprise. There's a couple of prizes. There's some like, questions. They might be under your chair. Do you guys have anything? It's blue tacks. Yes! Okay, so the deal is with this, like, my whole jam with my podcast is, like, destigmatizing, demystifying, breaking down the barriers, fucking having chats about shit that people don't have chats about. I want to encourage all of you in the intermission to get that question and, like, go to someone on another table and fucking ask it. And just, like, have some chats. And if you got the prizes, come up and I'll give them to you.
Right on. Put your hands together for that wonderful little nugget of the evening. What a nice thing to do. Now, Captain, could you get that music back up a little bit so we can make the decision here?
All right, the suspense is killing us.
Yeah, it sure is. right. Woo. Okay. Captain, we have a decision. Now, look, everybody, I know Xander did just say this, but I think it'd be really, really nice if you did take the time, one more time for the four wonderful contestants on stage here this evening for round number one, to put your hands together in admiration for these people. Now, Freya, would you please tell us what your choice is this evening?
Okay, I know this is going to break the mold a little bit, and I don't want to rub anyone up the wrong way, but I'm pretty introverted, and I'm pretty discerning, and I think it just takes so much fucking courage for people to get up here, so I respect and admire and want to acknowledge everyone up here, all three of you, Legos. But I actually don't feel like going on a date with anyone right now, and I'd rather hang out with my mates, and I think you guys should share the bubblies and come and have some small talk, but I don't want to be locked into a date right now. If that's okay.
Yeah, fair.
Alrighty.
Right.
Gentlemen, how do we feel about all going for a bottle of bubbles together? All three of us, and just having a little chat and leaving it at that.
Fantastic.
If you guys down?
Everyone's down.
Right, they're all down.
Okay, so you are at the end of the episode. You are now across. What occurred on that stage on that night, I don't really remember that much, and I've been too afraid to listen to it. But I do remember, I guess, like the main talking point that was on everyone's lips afterwards, which was the fact that I didn't choose anyone to go on a date with, and I opted instead to not go on a date at all. Now, I don't know whether I imagined this, whether I just had a vulnerability hangover and I was feeling really sensitive and paranoid, or whether I was actually picking up on something real. But I definitely felt some annoyance, potentially a little bit. Maybe it was just a bit of surprise or shock from the hosts. Maybe I was picking up on a little bit of annoyance. It felt like, I was very conscious that I'd stepped outside of what was expected. I'd sort of screwed up the formula and how it usually goes and how everyone kind of wants it to go. It felt a little bit like there was a big portion of the crowd that was like, yes, queen. And then there was also some people that were like, what the fuck? Like, the disgruntled contestant, he who shall not be named, he also said to me, like, afterwards when we were having a bit of a back and forth, because he'd reneged on letting me put it on the podcast, and I was just trying to convince him, like, yo, like, no one's going to know who you are, and we did seek permission beforehand. This was all part, we recorded it thinking that this was how it was going to go down. He sort of, like, said some snarky things about how, the hosts, like, when we all got off stage, were like, oh, you got stitched up, mate. And, like, he also said a whole bunch of shit that I thought was bullshit. So this may or may not be true at all. I've got no shade against the hosts. I think they're fab. But, yeah, that contestant, like, I'd been told by a friend who knew one of the other contestants, the other two, so beautiful. Lovely, lovely men. I ran into him at a party. He was saying that when they were all backstage before they came down and they could hear the host reading out my bio and that I had a podcast called the Labia Lounge, I was a sex educator, whatever. Contestant number 2 kind of like got up on his phone and like quickly searched me and was like freaking out and like trying to show the other contestants this stuff and being very, sort of derogatory and misogynistic about the fact that I did things around sexuality for work. And so he kind of already had this view of me getting onto the stage, which I wasn't aware of until afterwards. But everything like afterwards, I was piecing together. I was kind of like, okay, all right, this isn't ideal. And so, yeah, it was kind of like making out as though he wasn't the only one that thought it was bullshit. And yeah, that combined with a little bit of like subtle energy from other people on the night made me feel like I had gone against the grain in a way that upset people or made people uncomfortable. And it felt like a microcosm of the greater dating experience as a woman. It felt like exactly what I sense from society around like, well, women should just fucking suck it up and settle for what they're given and not have standards and not, say no to men, basically. Like, we're really discouraged from saying no to men. We're really discouraged from having standards and putting ourselves and our needs first and actually thinking about compatibility and what we desire in a partner, because the prize should just be getting a man, and having a man choose us. And so it's only pretty recently that women have been realizing and being empowered to have standards and have boundaries and to say no and to really reflect on whether or not they do want to go on another date with someone or have sex with someone or give someone their time and energy. And so it felt like when I said, oh, no, thanks, I'd rather hang out with my mates here tonight. I don't feel like I'm compatible with any of you. No shade. Think it's really brave that you got on stage. Amazing work. But let's not beat around the bush. I'm not going to fucking spend the next 45 minutes sitting and making small talk with someone that I don't see any potential with when I have all of these friends who've come to see me and watch in the audience. Like, I just want to go and hang with them. I'd been on stage. I've been sitting up here feeling like I got no skin. I'm just so out of my comfort zone. It's so vulnerable. All I want to do right now is go back and hang with my homies. I don't want to go fucking have a date with a stranger because it's expected that I choose someone and then do the thing. And so it really did feel as though it was almost there was this weird vulnerability, shame hangover that I was experiencing post-event. And whether or not that was coming from, actually what people were thinking and feeling, or whether it was just that one contestant that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, because he came up to me straight away after this, when we got off stage and was like, I don't consent to this being on the podcast. He was in a really bad mood. He was super off me. And I was like, whoa, okay, fuck, this isn't what I was expecting. Like, can we not deal with this right now like this? Maybe it was that, or maybe I really was picking up on something in the energy field around me going against the grain. And in the aftermath, as I was processing it, as I was dealing with him, trying to, actually make sure I could put this episode out, as I was processing the experience, I was like, wow, I don't feel how I hoped I would feel after that, which is empowered and proud of myself and excited and like, wow, maybe I've inspired and empowered other people to have standards and boundaries or to, do something brave and scary. I actually just felt really uncomfortable, really ashamed, really nervous and anxious and kind of self-conscious. And that's probably why I haven't put the episode out until now. It's probably why I haven't listened to it back still. I can't. It's so cringe. And I'm like, that sucks. That fucking sucks. So anyway, I'm still putting it out. I may or may not listen to it one day, but I'm putting it out and I wanted to kind of just have a bit of a dialogue around how that all landed for me in the aftermath when I was speaking to people about their experience and my experience and all of that, because it was really noticeable that something that plays out in a broader context of, modern dating and being a woman who's interested in men was really apparent in my experience. And I don't think I completely imagined it. Yeah, I'm probably a little bit pazza and maybe I, am more sensitively picking up on things than what actually exists. But yeah, I also feel like there's something to be said about that and I just wanted to talk about it. And it's not the whole host's fault. It's no one's sort of fault that was involved. I think, there was just a bit of a mismatch and it kind of came to a head in a crunchy way. Anyway, the little note thing that I did at halftime, where I put little stickers underneath everyone's chairs with little questions and prompts, worked a fucking treat, totally went nuts. And yeah, I've actually got a little story that I recorded with a friend of mine who was in the audience who used those cards to his advantage. So I'm going to end with that story. It's a little fun, cute success story and meet cute story. And yeah, if you have any thoughts on this, I'd love to hear them. If you want to get involved in Find Freya A Fella campaign, sick. Please get in touch with me. Please share this episode and follow along for my latest efforts in the name of finding love and inspiring and empowering other people through making my personal life an example. Can't wait for that, hey. Bye, guys.
Okay. Cool. It appears to be working. So, oh my God. Tell me. Okay, let's set the scene.
Set the scene.
So, I just thought I'd be really cute and do like a surprise thing, also to shamelessly promote my podcast, but in a creative way. So, before people arrived to Human Love Quest, I had handwritten a whole bunch of questions and conversation cues, a lot of them just in, very much in the spirit of the Labia Lounge. So a lot of them are around sex and intimacy and dating and just a bit more chunky kind of question cues, conversation cues. And I blue tacked them all under the seats of the audience. And then at the end of my round up on stage, I was just like, big reveal, everyone look under their chairs. There's a conversation card or a question that I would like you to go and find someone else at another table, ideally, or if you feel more comfortable, just chat with someone at your table and have a bit of a chunky chat. And one of the cues on your table was...
Well, firstly, it was genius, that move. When you did that, we all looked at each other and we were like, oh, Freya's just nailed this. Because they were on the stickers of your podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Now everyone's got a sticker. Now everyone's got a question card. How good. And it was like a great big reveal. So for context, at this point, I came to see you. Didn't even know there'd be a second show. So I was going to head off at that point. And so reach under my table to get the card. And the one I've got, I don't know if you remember writing this one, but it said, what sex position makes you feel most empowered or powerful or something like that.
Okay.
And I was like, Freya, I love this girl. I'm not going up to some random stranger and asking them, hi, I'm Josh, and I'm just wondering, what sex position makes you feel most empowered?
Why not?
Maybe I should. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Because I actually can't remember if it was empowered or powerful, and I feel like those are two very different levels of intensity.
I guess my hope was that regardless of how because honestly, one of the questions was, do you like eating cum? So they were all sorts, and some of them were pretty high stakes, but my hope was that having the excuse to talk to someone and it not being your question that you'd come up with and being like, haha, how funny is this? This is the question that I got. Do you want to answer it? But I totally get why you didn't want to make anyone feel weird.
Anyway, I was just my thought was just like, fuck yeah, girl, this is awesome, but my night's done here. Anyway, and I guess the important context to name also is, so I'm in like a little springtime fun
hoe phase. You can say it.
I'm in a hoe phase.
You can say it. You did a big winter.
I did a big winter. So now I'm in my hoe phase. And for this, and I'd come in, and one of the things that is kind of I really want to do in my hoe phase is in the wild dating. Not just on the apps, but in the wild dating. So
100%.
It's sort of on my mind. I've thought about it at a couple of cafes, but haven't done anything, yada, yada, yada. And as I walked into the evening, there was this table of 8 drop-dead gorgeous women, just amazing. I was like, whoa, okay. And they're all very cool. They're all very stylish, very, very gorgeous. And they were a couple tables over from us. And I was like, whoa, okay, they're awesome. And then, I don't know if you remember this, but at the very start of the night, the hosts had sort of said something like, look, let's be honest, we haven't had much success with the couples from on stage, but we've had a lot of success from couples off stage, and they have their whole thing around the love notes.
Yeah.
So all that. So I was like, okay, I feel like there's love in the air. There definitely was a bit of love is in the air vibes.
Right.
And so basically then what happened was looked under the card had that one about most powerful sex position. I was like, okay, I'm not sure. But then one of our workmates who was with us, his card said, what's your go-to move when you find someone attractive or something? What was it?
How do you make a move on someone when you find them attractive?
That's it.
Or what's your go-to move? Yeah.
How do you make a move on someone when you find them attractive? And he made a joke. He was like, said to one of the other guys at our table, who's also single, he was like, oh, you should go up to someone and just strike up a conversation and basically be like, so, hey, I got this card and like, this is my move, sort of thing. And the guy he spoke to was like, I'm not gonna do that. And I was just like, fuck it. This is the moment to do something like that. I'm about to leave and I may as well just do this. So I took it.
YOLO that shit. Just yeet it.
I really yeeted it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write my phone number on this. So I wrote my phone number on the bottom. I dilly-dallied for a little bit.
Of course.
But by this point, our workmate Narada was like looking at me and I'd sent my intentions to him and he was like, well, you're going to go over and do it? And I was like, okay, fine, okay, I'll go.
Yay.
And so I walked on over to this group because one of the girls in the group had particularly caught my eye. And I noticed her and I was like, she's cute. I don't think we'd made eyes though. Like,
wow.
I think she just caught my eye. And so I walked over to this group. She coincidentally was sat in the middle of the 8 of them.
Oof, the hardest position to approach.
It really was.
She's got a vanguard.
There was a vanguard.
Wow, that's hard. Well done.
I walked in and I felt like I was like Moses parting the Red Sea, just like these eyes just looked on me and I felt like all of them was staring into my soul.
Oh my God.
And then she obviously was like, her first facial expression was like, who's this strange man approaching me? And then I think I said something, all right, what I'm going to say now is definitely a lot smoother than probably how it sounded. But I said something along the lines of, when I came in, I caught your eye. I thought you looked attractive.
You caught my eye.
You caught my eye.
Yep.
Yeah, I should have said that. No, I don't. You caught my eye. Thought you looked attractive. And then when I got this card, I was just thinking, okay, well, I guess I've got to go over.
This is the move.
So here's my move. You should call me if you are interested. To which she was like, oh, like she was like kind of flattered or taken aback at that point. And then she goes, oh, okay, what's your name? And I was like, oh, Josh. And I was like, oh, what's your name? She's like, Matilda. And then I said, cool, call me if you're keen. And I should have left straight away then.
Yeah, that would have been the best move.
I
You
lingered for like 5 to 10 seconds and then it was eventually like, oh, shit, okay, get out of here. Backed out of there.
Oh, my God.
And then went and got my stuff and like was kind of too nervous to make eye contact, but because I walked out, and on the way out, and I said this to you, but I really think this was like the big stamp of approval for me, I'm hoping, was you were coming off the stage, and I walked out and I came up to you and said, congrats, whatever, gave you a big hug, briefly told you we had a laugh, and I'm pretty sure she was watching. And I'm hoping that in her mind was like, oh my God, this guy knows the DJ kind of energy, you know? Like here's the person we've been obsessing over for the last hour on stage, and oh my God, he knows her? What? Like, so you just did the most amazing, unintentional, from 50 meters away wingwomaning that you've ever done.
Social clout tick.
Yeah.
Say more about how everyone was obsessing over me.
Yeah, everyone was obsessing. True, the whole place.
God. Okay, so then what?
So then,
did she message?
Also, then I walked down the stairs and as I walked out, we made eye contact.
Okay, cute.
There was a one look and one smile.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I was tired. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was not tired anymore. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I just had adrenaline just like bursting through my body. I rode home so fast. When I got home, I walked into my housemate's room and just like word vomited the whole thing to him. I was so like, and then a few days earlier, we had like gotten a whole bunch of wood that I'd stacked into a big pile.
Yeah.
And at 10:30 at night,
did you go chop wood?
I had so much energy in my body that I just like didn't chop any, just moved the whole pile.
Yeah.
Just had this
Did it
huge-
need to be moved?
No, not at all.
You
It
just
was fine.
you just
I had
lugged
just
some
so
wood.
much energy. in
Okay,
there.
home gym shear.
Home gym shear.
Oh my god, I love that. This is adorable.
It was crazy. So then I went to bed like 10:30. Oh, and I messaged our workmate that night, and he had said, actually, it was funny when I'd walked back over to our table. He had sort of whispered under his breath. He's like, "Josh, I'm very impressed, but I'm not going to give you a high five because that's going to look really bad right
Oh my god,
now."
I love that's really thoughtful.
It was thoughtful.
Not to make you look uncool by high-fiving you.
Yeah,
That's really
and also like
sweet.
that whole conquesty, like, asked out a number,
true.
high five with the boys,
True,
you know.
true.
So
of course.
yeah, that was great of him. Anyway, but he had gone up to the table afterwards and basically said, "You should go out on a date." He's great.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Oh my god.
He
That's
nailed
awesome.
it, and just something little like that. And then apparently they'd been talking about how it had taken. Oh god, the guts it had taken to do something like that.
Yeah, it's a
when it
hot
brought it up.
move. That's hottie behaviour.
Well, that's what I was hoping for. So then, that night, it didn't feel hot when I was doing it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It felt fucking terrifying.
I know. Fucking been there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then I'd gone to bed at like 10:30. I woke up in the morning and 11 o'clock she'd sent me a message. And this is the most badass message. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, go on, hit me.
She'd written, "Bold move, full stop." Well, can I say her name? No.
Bold move.
No, I shouldn't.
I don't know. Does she consent? We can beep it out.
Okay.
I mean, that's more editing for me though, so maybe just say insert name.
Yeah. Bold
Bold move.
full stop, insert name,
Yeah.
XX.
Oh, wow.
It's a good
Short and
message,
sharp.
eh? Short and
Pithy.
sharp. Pithy. And I was kind of like, whoa, that's a great message, because obviously she's taken me up on the number. Obviously she's messaged me.
And she's also
But she's
like,
also
he's going to
like-
know who I am.
Oh,
I don't even have to reference.
totally. Yeah.
Like, that's a confident move as well. That's
It was-
also hottie behaviour.
It was hottie behaviour.
Ooh,
Anyway,
okay.
and then when I got the message, I responded. I said, I was obviously thinking about my response for a long time. It's such a strong message you have to return with such a
wow.
strong response. My response was, well, hopefully fortune favours the brave.
Oof, love.
Are you free for a drink next
Oh
Monday night?
my. Whoa. I think my ovaries just pulsed a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
My ovaries pulsed in that moment.
You guys are rizzing out.
Yeah, that was a bit of... Yeah, and then she responded later with, "It certainly does. Sounds great."
Oh,
That was
love it.
basically
We're not
the
mincing
extent
words.
of the messages.
Holy shit, so you really just have nothing else to go off when you met up?
Nothing else. I
cool.
had sent a message just being like, I don't know, because this is very new for me, and I also really don't know what people feel safe with.
Yeah.
So I had sent a message saying, also, if you would rather have a phone call before we catch up,
Beautiful.
totally happy/keen to do that. Otherwise, I'll see you at the date.
It's giving confident, but considerate. I love that.
That's what one of our other workmates was saying. Is like, just give the option, but don't put it on her to have to make the decision. So here's the option. And so then when we caught up, it was such a weird experience because I knew exactly what she looked like. See, unlike the dating apps where I feel like you
It's
know
the
a little
opposite.
bit about the person and you're actually not sure how much they look like their photos.
Yeah.
This one was, I knew exactly what she was going to look like.
And what her
But
voice
I
sounds
knew-
like.
Well,
which is
but
good.
here's the crazy thing. She had only just asked me over a loud bar, like, "What's your name?" That's the only thing, and then told me her name. Turns out she's Danish. I had no idea. And when she walked in, she's here on exchange, and she's here for a few months, and I was like, whoa, crazy. Anyway, so then just like, it was just this insane thing, and then, so then we just like had a cute date. Obviously at the start, it was a bit like, slow train moving. Because,
needed my conversation cards, I reckon.
Literally. Maybe we need to bring those posters. What sex position makes you feel most
Do you like to swallow cum? I only put one of those in there. I did because I was handwriting them all and I had to come up with hundreds of questions, obviously. I think I came out with maybe 100 questions and then I doubled them, so I wrote each of them twice, but I only wrote the cum one once because I felt like I was pushing it with that.
It's a strong question.
Yeah.
It's a strong question.
Anyway, carry on.
Well, then I'm also amazed you wrote 100 questions. That's
Yeah, I know. I
huge.
banged them out in like the 2 hours right before the event. After getting back from the festival, I was like in bed. I was so nervous. I was nearly shitting my pants. Literally, it was awful.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but I do love coming up with fun questions.
Great,
So that was actually cool.
Yeah. You nailed it. They were good questions. And so then we went. So by the time, we'd had chats and basically got to the night warmed up, and I think then got an ice cream, which was cute. And then ice cream's a classic one because you can do the sort of like, oh, do you want to try some of mine? And I try some of yours. And then
Now we've swapped saliva, but like in
licking
a
each
really
other's
condoned way.
Icicle sticks. Yeah, basically. And it was that ice cream that like lingering hands became a little handhold.
Cute.
And then we walked back. I'd actually walked there to the bar, and so we walked back to sort of where my turn-off was, got a bike, walked back to the turn-off, and then my turn-off, we were standing outside of a petrol station and I was like, all right, well, this is my spot, like, can I give you a goodnight kiss? And we had a kiss, and then she was like, that was a hot kiss for outside the front of a petrol station.
Yes, I love this bitch.
And then I said, well, we could keep kissing here, or we could kiss somewhere else if you want. And she's like, it'd be nice to kiss somewhere else. And then, and then we ended up going back to my house.
Conveniently located, just up the
Very
street.
conveniently
Okay.
located, yes. Definitely pick a bar that was close to your house, is my learning, and we'll do again next time.
Great.
Anyway, but then...
Ho phase 101.
Ho phase 101. This are my 10 tips for ho phase.
If you're not in a ho phase, make it really inconveniently located so that you do not get tempted to fuck on the first date.
Very true, very true. And so, then went home and then had a lovely night. It was great. And, like, obviously by this point, sort of knew each other well enough, built up enough trust, safety, that it was just like, super fun night.
Oh my God.
She stayed the night. Was it a school night? It was a school night.
Whoa,
So,
raucous.
night. Yep. So then had to like duck off early in the morning. Both had to head off to work, but we've seen each other another time since as well, and then bada bing, bada boom.
Oh my God.
And you know what's crazy is how many, I guess this is just living in Melbourne, in the north of Melbourne, but even though she's like an exchange student, so many
Mutuals. Really?
Or like not so many, but like weird little connections.
Yep.
That you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
God,
Yeah.
the small world
actually
thing is
such a
so
small
real.
world. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in Melbourne. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that.
Exciting.
Wow. Well, at least one of us had some success.
I know. I was about to say, I tell you with half. Bittersweet,
I'm happy
because
for you.
the sweetness is fuck yeah, thanks, Freya. What a night you set up for me, and the bitterness is like, yeah, you were shortchanged that night. I feel like
Shortchanged, great way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. Seems
Oh, well.
to be a theme.
It was. Hopefully, there's other stories of success from the night as well. That maybe.
That would be so dope. Like, I wish people would get in touch and like let me know if there was. You'd think they would, but honestly, it's crazy. Even putting hundreds of Labia Lounge stickers under the chairs and plugging the podcast on the stage and everything, like I didn't really get any new followers.
Oh no.
Yeah, or listeners. I mean, maybe a few.
But you were amazing up there, and I kid you not, I really do think there was a whole room full of people who were just like gobsmacked at firstly how badass you looked in your amazing get-up and felt jacket, and then your green fur jacket, and then also people were. Your questions were amazing, the ones that you asked up there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So sorry that it hasn't been the night that you wanted.
That's all right.
Hey, me again. If you'd like to support the potty and you've already given it 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening on, I want to mention that you can buy some really dope merch from the website and get yourself a Labia Lounge tote, tee, togs. Yep, you heard that right. I even have Labia Lounge bathers. Or a cute fanny pack if that'd blow your hair back. So if fashion isn't your passion, though, you can donate to my Buy Me a Coffee donation page, which is actually called Buy Me a Soy Chai Latte, because I'll be the first to admit I'm a bit of a Melbourne cafe tosser like that. And yes, that is my coffee order. You can do a once-off donation or an ongoing membership and sponsor me for as little as 3 fat ones a month. And I also offer one-on-one coaching and online courses that'll help you level up your sex life and relationship with yourself and others in a really big way. So every bit helps, because it ain't cheap to put out a sweet podcast into the world every week out of my own pocket. So I will be undyingly grateful if you support me and my biz financially in any of these ways. And if you like, I'll even give you a mental BJ with my mind from the lounge itself. Saucy. I'll pop the links in the show notes. Thank you. Later. And that's it, darling hearts. Thanks for stopping by the Labia Lounge. Your bum groove in the couch will be right where you left it, just waiting for you to sink back in for some more double L action next time. If you'd be a dear and subscribe, share this episode, or leave a review on iTunes, then you can pat yourself on the snatch, because that's a downright act of sex-positive feminist activism, and you'd be supporting my vision to educate, empower, demystify and destigmatize with this here podcast. I'm also always open to feedback, topic ideas that you'd love to hear covered, questions or guest suggestions, so feel free to get in touch via my website or over on Insta. You can also send me in TMI stories to be shared anonymously on the pod. My handle is FreyaGraf_the Labia Lounge, if my account hasn't been deleted for being too sex positive, which, is always a possibility with censorship. But just in case the chronic censorship finally does obliterate my social channels, I'd highly recommend going and joining my mailing list and snagging yourself some fun freebies for the trouble at www.freyagraf.com/freebies. Anyway, later, Labial Legends. See you next time.